All right, gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calm Lands. It is now January, and today we have very little to do. So we're going to see what we can come up with as far as the actual series goes here and see what we can come up with to do. Looks like they have changed some things around here because the grass really hasn't germinated, so I think they might have extended it, and there might have been an update. I've been gone for a couple of days. If you saw my post, ended up being gone longer than I had initially anticipated. But I've been gone for a couple of days. I was at a work seminar that went I had to stay a little bit longer than I initially thought I was going to have to stay. So it's been a couple of days since I've done an episode, because obviously I had a couple of them kind of on backlog, ready to go for the time period that I thought I was going to be gone. Ended up being longer, so we had a couple of days without an episode altogether. But nonetheless, we're back here, and looks like with the most recent update, because there was an update, they've made some changes here. I need to move these crawfish out of the way. They were kind of in the way of our track here, which I didn't realize it extended out this far for the spawning. I guess I should have, but I didn't realize that. But that's okay. We can just pick them up and move them over here and kind of store them here until they're best to sell. But it does appear that they've made some changes to the grass, like I was mentioning here, because I would have thought this grass was going to be ready to be mowed today. It is not, and this grass really hasn't even germinated at all yet. So I don't know if they made an extension or something on it that I'm not aware of. I don't know. Somebody can let me know down below in the comments. Either way, we are going to sell a bunch of stuff today. Specifically, we've got some silage to sell. It is still trying to chew through all the silage. It's not done. As you can see, there's still 29,000, almost 30,000 liters of grass in there. But we do have a lot of silage. So that's going to make us some good money. It is also the best time right now to sell coarse salt, which we have 7,000 of. Excuse me. Now, coarse salt, we're not making any kind of crazy money out of coarse salt. Let me just throw that out there really quick and make sure that is clear. We're not going to be making a ton of money from the coarse salt, but it is $506 right now, which the average best is $505. So not bad, right? And then when normally it's about 150 to 200, it looks like. So not bad. Now we do have another pallet of salt as well. Where's it? I'm missing it. There it is. And it is not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. We're probably going to sell it, though. I'd like to try to get as much money as possible. Really, we have some eggs over there, too. It's not a full pallet, but we probably should have sold them in the last episode. I think I was considering it, and I decided just to hold off, but we probably should have because they're now on the decline, so the odds are we're not going to be selling that today. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. We need to stop here really quick and turn the water on for the crawfish, because as you know, they're kind of being here in our little, what is going to be a rice field soon enough. What I'd like to honestly do, the more I thought about this rice field, is really turn it into a legitimate rice, not long grain rice, just regular rice. I haven't done that yet in FS25. I'd like to do it. But the equipment for that is very expensive. Now, we probably could get the planter, no problem right now. We can't plant it right now, but we probably could buy the planter, no problem by the time we're done selling all of this stuff. But the harvester for it is 90 grand. That's a lot of money. Now, it's not, I mean, we might get 90 grand by the time it would be ready to harvest. I don't know, but it is still a lot of money, and I'm a little concerned that we wouldn't have that kind of money. So I think right now we will hold off. We can't, like I said, we can't even plant the rice or seed the rice, whatever you would call it. We can't do that anyway. So we might as well wait until it's time that we can do that and see where we are as far as financially and make that decision at that point. The wool is the worst time to sell. We will not be selling the wool today, but we are starting to finally get some pallets of wool there. We have increased our numbers of sheep. They have been reproducing, which is good, right? I think we're at 13. Yeah, 13 sheep now. A lot of babies in there. You can see them hanging around, having a fun time. So, things are good there. Their health is perfect. They've got plenty of food, plenty of water, and they still have the meadow grass, which they haven't even started to eat yet. So, even if for some reason we do run out of those grass bales that are sitting there, they still have the meadow grass to fall back on. So, not too big of a deal. So, other than selling the silage here and the salt, that's really the main things we have to accomplish today. Now, we are going to mow this small section of grass here. It's not going to take us long. We are going to mow that and put it into our silage pole so we can make some more money off that. But it's not a very big section, as you can clearly tell. That is a very, very small section. So we're going to have to figure out something else to do today. One thing I was considering doing, based off the fact of what I just told you, right, wanting to potentially do the regular rice, not the long grain rice, in this rice field that we made. I was thinking about putting down the greenhouse that will make us rice patties, or not rice patties, rice saplings. Because, obviously, that would save us money, right? But that greenhouse is massive. It will take up a lot of space. And I'm not necessarily against it, but we really need to probably think about that one a little bit more, right? Because that's going to take up a lot of space. Now, the nice thing about it, I guess, is that we have this big, massive grass field here. And really, it's not going to be a grass field for the entirety of the series. It just won't be. It's only being a grass field right now because it's providing us with the funds, the means to continue every series while we're waiting on being able to buy some more equipment, upgrade equipment, etc. So eventually, that land will become available. Really, I guess it could be available right now, technically, if we find the right thing. But I want to see kind of what kind of money we get from the rest of the silage and from the coarse salt, and then make my decision there on what we're going to do. I don't think we're going to be able to get 50 grand. That's really where we need to get. Because then we can put down the production that I said we are going to put down at some point, which is the road salt production. And basically what that does is it takes the coarse salt, which as you saw really doesn't make us a whole lot of money at all, and turns it into road salt, which will increase the amount of money we make significantly. But that production is $50,000. We're nowhere near that. We're not going to get $50,000 today. I can tell you that right now. So that's why we're kind of in the mindset that let's just go ahead and sell the coarse salt right now, since it is the best time to sell it. And then the next time, we've got a big selling of, harvest or whatever it may be. We might then at that point have enough money to be able to get the road salt production, and then we can just take the coarse salt and put it into there. So that's where my head's at. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Seems like a lot of people have actually enjoyed the little crawfish production here. It's pretty cool, man. I just randomly stumbled across it on ModHub, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like too overpowering. And what I mean by that is that you can make too much money too quickly off of it. It doesn't appear to be that case. We've had it for a couple of months now, and we've only got 3 pallets, so it does not appear to be that way. And each pallet only makes you, if you sell it at the best time, about $3 grand, right? So it's just trying to kind of stick with our mindset here of let's try our best to not utilize anything that's super unrealistic. So I believe that's probably going to be the last thing we sell of silage. There's a little bit in there, but it's not really worth making another trip there. So we're up to 22,727. So as I thought, nowhere near 50 grand. Not even close. Coarse salt, yet again, that is not going to get us there either. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop off this trailer really quick here. And we're going to pick up this pallet of fine salt. Could I save this and make a little bit more money? Yeah, probably. 12 months from now? Probably, yeah. But we're just going to go ahead and sell it now. Now, if a flower of salt pops out, we won't be selling that guy. That guy has to be sold when it's the best time, because that is good money. Really good money. So what else are we going to do today? Well, the other ideas I had... Why are we not... There we go. Okay. Why are we not getting the coarse salt to go in here? It's weird that it just kind of randomly spawns out from thin air. But, whatever. Alright, there we go. So we can head on up and go sell this. So what else are we going to do today? Well, we still haven't spent some effort, trying to make the yard look all unified a little bit, so we'll do that. We might spend a little bit of money building extending the, I guess, the track out this way a little bit as well. And then obviously we're going to mow this field and turn that into silage. And then we might end up putting something up here in the grass area, or maybe we take over some of this grass area for something else. I haven't fully made that decision yet. Probably won't, honestly, the more I think about it, just because we did spend some money putting down some fertilizer and stuff on the grass fields, right? So we really should mow them one more time before we decide to remove some of that. But if we find something and that makes the best sense to put it there, then, you know, I'm okay with losing a little bit of money in that sense, I guess. So we're probably going to get closer to 27,000, 28,000 here. Okay, I was completely wrong. Almost 30,000. So that's good. We're almost to 30 grand. That's good. That's good. That's really good. That's better than I expected. All right, we got the mower out here. We're going to go ahead and get started. And we're underway. Now, this is not going to produce a ton of silage for us, or a ton of grass, I guess I should say, in the current state. A ton of grass, but it will produce some, which is good, right? That's going to continue to help us have a good amount of silage in the pole there, which makes us more money and means that we can continue to try to progress here. Now, a couple other things I would like to do. I would like to get another tractor at some point. I think we're close to a point now where it would be smart for us to have another one. We've got a number of fields, right? We've got 5 technical crop fields and then a big grass field. Ideally, one of these grass fields in the very, very near future, as in the next time that we're able to drill or plant something, will be turned into another crop field. And really part of that probably will have something else put on it, production-wise or else. So, right, we've got some plans here, and with that many fields running, probably be smart for us to have a second tractor. Now, the second tractor we get, it's got to have more necessarily horsepower than this, but it's got to have 4-wheel drive. It's got to be a little bit more bulky, a little more beefy than this one is. I love this tractor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and the unrealistic 300 horsepower that it has is fantastic. But a second tractor would just be helpful in general, regardless if it's a little bit less on the horsepower than this or not, because we have so many things that we're going to be doing here. That way we can, you know, utilize a worker if we need to, which I feel like there's a high probability that that's going to be happening here. I'm just going to mow this too. Why not? Now, we can mow down that way, too, technically. I might do that. Give us a little bit more grass out of it. I might do that. There are a lot of people doing this series now, and I think I say that every episode, but it's the truth, man. There are a lot of people doing this series. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm having a really hard time keeping up with everyone, but it's awesome. I'm excited that so many people are doing it. I love seeing, regardless if I can only jump in, once every, couple of episodes or even handful of episodes, I like jumping in and seeing where everyone's, or I guess where everyone's going with the series, how they're tackling it, where they've got to, what other things they've incorporated, and how they've set things up. It's cool to see that, and certainly you get some ideas yourself, right? I talked about the item that a couple of times now that Northern Farm Sim put in on his, which he kind of has like a tree farm-ish type of setup. Would mean we'd have to buy the actual planter for that. I don't think it's cheap. And then obviously we'd have to get, chainsaw eventually, and then we would need to get a stump grinder. So all of that stuff is relatively expensive, and it's not that I'm not against doing that, but we just talked about a lot of different ideas we had, and that would slow those ideas down, which there's not really anything specifically wrong with those. But it's wrong with that, I should say. But it really just depends on what do we end up deciding to do, right? When the time comes and we have enough money to do all this, what are we going to do? What are we going to change? What are we going to add? What are we going to modify? All of that. So for now, I'm just going to do this section here. We might end up doing the rest of all of the grass that's just kind of spread around I don't know for sure if that will actually come to fruition in this episode or not, but we might do it. I want to see if we can make a little bit more money off the silage. There's going to be a little bit more that's going to be processed by the time we're done with all of this, and we put all of this into the pole. There's going to be a little bit more that we're going to probably be able to sell, but I really just, we need to get to 30 grand, and then I think I have a decent idea of what I want to do. And I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards maybe doing those rice sapling greenhouse too. Will take up a lot of space, but I'm kind of leaning towards it. I think it's a good idea. It would save us a lot of money on buying the rice saplings. As a matter of fact, what I should probably do is look and see how much rice saplings are. They're actually probably not that much, so maybe it wouldn't. But the greenhouse itself is only like 3 grand, I think. It's very inexpensive. It's just the space. It takes up a lot of space. That's the biggest problem. Doing this a little bit untraditionally here. We've got some weird, awkward shapes going on here, but that's all right. So tonight is poker night. I've been on a very, very bad winless streak. Uh-oh. Whoops. Good thing that didn't kill anything. We went a little bit too far there. I kind of forgot how hard it is to slow this this thing down sometimes. Anyway, it's poker night tonight, and I've mentioned, I know a couple of times previously, that I've been on a bit of a rough streak here, a bit of a slump. I got beat by quads 3 times in a row to get me pretty much. Well, the one didn't take me out of the tournament, but it damn near did it. But for the most part, I've been beat by quads to get knocked out of the tournament. And it wasn't really like I was in the tournament for a while. It was relatively early on, within the first hour. So it's not the most ideal situation, at least in poker. But hopefully today will be a little bit better. Hopefully today will be a little bit better. But the way things have been going, I'm not holding my breath. Let's put it that way. Let's grab the baler. All right, this is the last bale here. We're utilizing the plow here as a counterweight. So we'll go ahead and drop this off, and then we'll unhook everything. Now, something I was considering incorporating here, and I don't really know if it's the right approach. It probably isn't. A couple people mentioned this in the comments. I don't know. It's been a couple of episodes at least, maybe longer. About maybe potentially putting down a production that will auto-cycle the water to all of the different productions we have. Well, it's a great idea. I don't think it will actually distribute the water to the sheep, though, which is really, you know, if I'm going to do that, that's what I want, right? I want to be able to distribute to not only the sheep or any other animal we put down, but also to the productions. And I don't think that is how it works. I did install one. I haven't really looked at it yet. I probably should have off camera, but I didn't, so we'll gloss over that for a minute. But anyway, I did install one, but I don't think it's going to accomplish what we're looking for here. I'm pretty sure it's only productions, which, okay, fine. What I guess I could do with it, I'm assuming I can still get water out of it. It's this right here, water pump with distribution. The water pump is powered by wind and is able to power the water into your productions. Just switch the output to distribute. So I'm assuming, I mean, it looks like there's a water tank there. Well, there is a water tank there, but a hookup there where I could actually get water out of it directly with our trailer. So I guess that's an option. I guess I could put this down, get rid of this, and that means less maneuvering between the two. But I really don't think, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I also have this one, a little more expensive, but I also have this one. This one looks a little more realistic to me, even though it's cheaper. It has that nice little windmill that comes with it too. So I just don't think that's going to work for us. I don't think it's a smart investment. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it will be later on when we have more productions. Right now, we only have one production. I would also like to put this down. It's a much larger than I actually expected it to be. This is massive. Maybe we won't put this down. I thought this was going to be maybe slightly bigger than this, but I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Well, I'm just wasting time here. Let's get rid of the rest of the silage that's in the pole here. There's not much, but it will get us above the $30,000 line, which is what I said I wanted to accomplish today. And while that's happening, maybe I can have a bit of a rethink on something else we can do today. Since there's just not a whole lot to do today, it might just end up being a little bit of a shorter episode than normal. Although, it's probably going to be still somewhere in the 25 to 30 minute range. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. But I don't think it's going to be that short. Sometimes that's how what happens, though, especially in a series like this, when we have it in a very difficult settings, right? And there's just nothing for us to do. We've accomplished everything else we can do. And with the grass change that they made, clearly, that field over there is not ready to be mowed, which is what I had really hoped for. Okay, we did get past the 30 grand, which is what we wanted. Oh, one thing we haven't done today. What's in the used market? Anything? Not really. Not for us, at least. Yeah, nothing out there. I'll tell you what we're going to do, gang. We're going to put the bees back down. Many of you correctly pointed out, and I didn't realize that they made the change here in FS25, that they do go dormant for a while. Which I don't believe that happened, at least with the maps that I played on. That didn't happen in FS22. So I mistakenly removed these earlier on, and I really shouldn't have. Now, when we had them in there before, we utilized... Whoops, we don't want to get rid of that. We utilized these. I'm going to modify it. We're going to use this one instead. And we're going to still do kind of what we had, planned to do before. Put them up right up against the edge here. And kind of go about going around the entire barn here. I know this isn't probably the most exciting addition that I'm doing here, but since everything else kind of failed us, we had to modify a little bit, right? How does it look if I put them kind of inside of each other? Does that still work? No. No, that doesn't work. That does, kind of. But I might as well just spin them. Spread them apart a little bit more. Make it look a little bit more realistic, right? I might as well. Now, I know this is taking up some of the money we said we were trying to save up a little bit, but that's okay. This is going to make us money in the long run. Okay, we're going to put down just two. Just two for now. And then we need to get a pallet location. Now, I really like these things. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do, but I do like those. I guess we could put it back here, but initially we thought about taking the bees and kind of wrapping them all the way around the barn here, and I do like that idea. I really do. Eventually, like I said, eventually this is going to go away. So I really do like that idea. I just don't know exactly where to put this, though. I guess we could put it up here against the edge here. This probably would work. Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, we're not going to be able to get the honey out all the time with the crop in there, I guess. So maybe I shouldn't? I don't know. Well, when is honey the best time to sell? That's probably what we should figure out. And then we could probably try to plan this field based off of when honey is best to sell, right? Where am I going here? Where am I going? Wrong thing. Not even going to the right thing. Honey. Now we also, I mean, I don't know if there's many productions we can do with honey, but perhaps we could find a production for honey as well. So March is the best time to sell honey, which is soon. There's not really anything that we're going to be harvesting then. So that's probably telling you all you need to know about not putting it right there, because I would have a hard time getting the stuff out of that. Okay, so that won't work, so we got to think of something else. We got to find somewhere else to put this. I mean, I guess I could put it here. It does can end up we're taking more room away from this, and we don't have a whole lot of room in there to begin with. Let's put it there. We can always move it, I guess, right? We can always move it if we don't end up liking it. Yeah, that's fine. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. It does give enough space, I still think, to come through here, so... Okay. We got that going. Now, the bees are probably still in hibernation right now, so they're not going to be doing anything right now, but... We've got them ready to go whenever the time does come then, though, so we'll actually start making some honey. So a little bit lackluster of an episode, I apologize. There just wasn't a whole lot for us to do in January. That's one of the difficulties here with this series, right? Finding some things to do. We don't quite have enough money to do some of the other productions I wanted to do. The road salt we're still quite a ways away from. The house, it just was too large for me, so we're going to remove that. I don't want to incorporate that. It's too big. You know what? We've utilized this house a ton, but let's just do it. We need to upgrade, man. We've been in that tent for way too long. We need to at least have something. So we're going to put down this small little house. Now, where do I want to put this at? I mean, I kind of like it back here. But that does remove the fact of what I was just talking about, right? With this is too much of a hill. So I guess for now, we can just put it up here on the edge here with the farmer's market, right? Maybe I don't want to put it there with the windows. Maybe I want to actually be able to see something. That'll work. That'll work. All right, so we can do that. So then we can get rid of this. Okay, that's good. That opens this area up a little bit more. Not much, but a little bit more. Good. All right, well, we've got a couple new things here then, right? Not bad. It worked out for us. We're going to leave the episode at that point. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully in February, one of those grass fields is going to be ready to mow, because if not, we're probably going to be in the same situation. But we'll figure something out, I promise. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.